Hello there. Let's talk about Buer.
Beyond the weather and the marsh, there is a whisper in the dark through the tides of disarray, where we wisdom knows the way. If you listen very still, there are answers to the ends, where the ancient pulses deep of the memories you keep.
Appearing within the Pseudo-Monarchia Daemonum, a 16th century grimoire, it is recorded that Buer is a great president of hell, with 50 legions of demons at his command. He is the 10th spirit in the Ars Goetia. He is reputably known for giving insight and knowledge, wisdom, in the way of nature or natural philosophy and logic. He is also reported to know the ways of healing herbs and can heal any affliction or disease. He is also reported to give profound familiars to witches. He is depicted in record often with the head of a great lion and a circular form of goat-like legs or human legs around him, ranging from between 5 up to 7 or 8, even 9, which has given him the nickname the Rolling Mauler. I wish to tell you about my experience with Buer. It was around the beginning of 2022, I believe, when I contracted COVID for the second time. SARS-2 COVID, I believe it was. Now, I managed the first time. I had my shots and everything. I thought, well, that's fine. At the time, I believe I was painting our bathroom. Felt a little bit dizzy. Didn't think much of it. As a week went by, and then another week, I progressively got dizzier. It was relentless, ceaseless, feeling as though I was on a boat in choppy weather. Nausea. Then, to the point where I could not really walk very far unassisted. I started getting ringing in my ears. I was getting terrible pain around my sinuses, ear pain. Doctors then, at the time I was living in America, said that I was TMJ or something like this. I was given many different diagnoses, all of which symptoms went away and would re-emerge in different ways. Nerves soon became afflicted. And when I say afflicted, I mean afflicted. Some days my legs felt like they were on fire, like someone was just pouring very hot water all over them. Sometimes my appendages would go completely cold. I would have terrible anxiety out of nowhere, sleeplessness, breathlessness. I had brain fog to the point where I couldn't recall names. I couldn't simply do this. My speech became slurred. My vision became impaired. This went on for months. Scans, tests, all kinds of things. To no avail. People kept just fobbing me off. It decimated me and my family in a way. It truly crippled us. However, through many strange coincidences, Buer kept coming to me. Through name, through reading, just popping up as things do sometimes. By which time, a good 8 to 9 months of agony, of misery, and uncertainty of my fate was along, and I had decided to employ Buer, to petition Buer. Now, unusually, because of my unsteadiness, my wife stood by. After some meditation, after some divination, it was decided that Buer would like basil, rosemary, fresh mint as well, forms of fruit such as grapes, apples, and a nice red wine. Incense of a similar form of fresh mints and lavenders would also be good. So therefore I did. I took the seal of Buer, which I will show to you now. There are older and newer versions of the seal. Either works. And I began to petition Buer, calling upon Buer. Now, in the way that many people practice this form of magic and the way of evocation is different. Mine is fairly simple, but that is the way I prefer it, and it works most effectively to me. Now, because of my state of health, I was fairly numb to much sensitivities, energies, as I would normally be, but I felt a presence. However, I immediately realized that the presence went straight to my wife. I looked to my wife was looking at me, and her eyes widened. At which point she said something under her breath, and then she started to get rather emotional. From that moment, it felt like, okay, done. Nothing else happened. I'm not used to this with these spirits. Spirits that I have worked with, other Goetic forms of spirits, very impactful, very direct to me. However, I closed down the petition and I gave what it is I said, and I said what I would do in return. Now, 3 months was said to my wife. 3 months. I don't know. A voice and a presence surrounded her, she said. My wife is very clairvoyant in this way, very sensitive. And in the matter of clairaudience, she's better at it than I am. And a voice, booming voice, saying, "Why him?" To which moved me greatly, because she said, "Because he's everything to me." At which point then the presence left, went back to me, and then disappeared. And we closed down. 3 months is the word she was left with. Those 3 months were tumultuous. We'd moved. We'd unpacked. We packed everything up. I did the best I could. And as I said, my health was not good. When we arrived in our new home, I slept. I slept like a babe. But exactly 3 months later, I found myself being able to walk unassisted. Found myself being able to eventually, after some days, walk on the beach unassisted. I found myself being able to taste food, to smile. I was no longer dizzy or nauseous, confused. I was healing, and I still am healing. It's a long journey, but I tell you what, miraculous, remarkable is what I have to say of Buer. This fulfills part of my contractual obligation, for I offered a song of praise in return of healing, and I have now given it. What else I do, I will share with you. I will dig a hole in the earth, small hole in the earth. There I will place wine. I will place more fresh herbs and fruit, all upon a piece of paper with the seal of Buer, and then I will bury it as thanks. Buer has been good and truly remarkable, and for this I am grateful. One last thing. These spirits, others may know as demons, look at the world around you right now. I am speaking to you directly. Look around you. Look at the suffering. Look at the avarice. Look at the clear distinction between those who have and those who do not, and the separation between them. It is a time now where good, bad, right, wrong, demon, or angel matters little anymore. There are those who will, and there are those who will not. And so therefore I beseech you, if you can help yourselves, and you have the gumption to learn such things, the courage to do so, then do so. Reclaim your power. Heal, mend, and make yourself solvent once more, so that we may perhaps put right that the few have made wrong. I wish you a blessed day. Goodbye.